I am going to tell you today how you can give back for social good in real estate with my friend Caroline Pinal from Giveback Homes. I've been working with Giveback Homes for a long time. I actually did a build trip to Tippy Tapa, Nicaragua with Caroline and the rest of the team and a bunch of people from Concierge Auctions. We ended up building 3 homes, I believe, in just a matter of 3 days for families in need in this neighborhood. It was a great experience. Here comes Caroline to talk all about our partnership with Giveback Homes. Hi,
Hello,
we are
afternoon.
already recording. Good to see you.
So great to see you. How are you?
Doing well. And thanks for coming on. I wanted to formally announce our partnership as our team teams up with your team, but I wanted to again introduce you. I already did before you got on, but tell everybody
Oh, did
about
you?
you. Yeah, I had like a 30-second stop before, but tell us how Give Back Homes got started and how long you guys have been doing this. Because I love the story. Obviously, you and I have known each other for a long time. I talk about the build trip for a sec, but tell us about the company and then we'll talk about our partnership and what we're going to do.
Got it. Awesome. Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for the introduction. Yeah, I mean, I think just to keep it really simple, Give Back Homes started with just the simple idea of trying to help the real estate industry give back to their communities and to the world. So inspired by, a long time ago when my business partner, Blake, and we were working at Tom's Shoes, which is the company that every pair of shoes they sell, they give a pair to a child in need. We had the opportunity to travel to Central America and experience that kind of giving. And that's really what inspired us to apply it to the real estate world. And honestly, we really just wanted to try and give more people that same experience where they get to see the impact, where they get to meet the families and they get to see their true dollars and their true volunteer hours in action. And so that's how we started. And then over the years, we're in our 10th year now. We just had our 9th birthday this year. So I know it's crazy. So over the years that simple concept has evolved into helping agents and real estate companies across the country develop entire social impact programs, volunteering in their communities to help support affordable housing. And we still take build trips. I just got back from a build trip last week where we're still doing, the very thing that inspired us from the beginning, where we take groups of people to go help build homes for people in need in Central America too. So yeah,
Wow.
lots of good stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I mean, I think what you said is really important. There's a connection between charitable giving and then actually seeing the impact. I think a
Right.
lot of people who just contribute to charities want to know where it's going. And this is more of a double impact thing because you can see, especially for those of us who've done a build trip, like we met the families, we ate meals with the families, but even on video, you can see like this is actually what you've contributed to. There's actually a home for people. And even on the builds in the US, they're able to see the home that was built in the family. That was obviously an important part of the connection, but don't you think that helps expand the vision more because there's just more scale to it to be able to see the transparency of it?
Absolutely. And we always try and do that when we organize volunteer events in the US as well, which we will be doing with you and your
Yes.
team in early next or spring of next year, which is really exciting. So you guys will all get to experience that as well in your community. But yeah, I think for me and Give Back Homes, it's always been so important to keep that personal touch, to keep it as special and as connected as possible, not just for the people who are donating, like you guys who are supporting us, but also if you want to turn around and share that with your clients and say, hey, thanks for working with Jonathan. Because of that, you've helped build a home for a family need. Here's a family story. If you're interested, you can learn more here. Giving more people the opportunity to connect in that way is, something that will always be a priority for me and what we deliver to all of our donors and Give Back Homes members.
Yeah, I mean, I titled this How to Give Back for Social Good in Real Estate. And it's because I learned that though from you, and that the mission is really for social good, that there's an overriding thing that's bigger than real estate, bigger than houses. And I think I can't believe it's been almost 10 years. That's
I
crazy.
know. It is crazy. And I think, you're a perfect example of, oftentimes people will sign up for our build trips and things like that. And they'll tell me, some of my friends and family ask, why are you going to Central America? Or why are you going to go help build homes? Why don't you help here? And, I think you're a great example of how someone can go somewhere they've never been before, help a family they've never met. And then, here we are years later, and you're applying it to your business now, and you're introducing it to, your entire team, your growing team now. And so it's a perfect example of how doing something, even if it's just unexpected or out of your comfort zone, has so much potential to help more people down the road in more ways than you could ever imagine.
Yeah. And I think going out of the country, you also get that kind of first world, third world ideas like, wow, okay, I have it pretty easy, because I knew what I was signing up for. What year did we go? Was it 2018, 2017?
I was going to say 2017 or 2018.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was saying we went to Tipitapa, Nicaragua, and I don't think that you understand. And when we got there, and there was just basically 3 walls, steel top, really, like, aluminum top, and no front to the homes. It was like, we're going to correct that. And then we built the wall in the front, and then an extra bedroom. And to see what I saw was like good perspective. And we had like no tools really. We were digging without shovels to put in like a mini foundation. And I think it kind of crystallizes right away, like, this is going to be hard work, but it's going to be the most rewarding. And I still think about that all the time. I watch a video all the time as like a lurker of something that I did. And I'm like, oh, there I am. And like, there's all my friends from the trip. But it was always interesting to me to watch the videos of the build trips. And I didn't know, I was a little scared to do it, but like, I've never left the trip and been like, that wasn't one of the best experiences that I've ever had. It's just, I think taking that, like you said, and then bringing it here and doing it here and exposing more people to it is definitely a way to help people understand that real estate can be more. There's a lot of buys and sells, and those are good too, because you're bringing people home no matter what it is. 100,000, 100 million people, buy what they want, but there's just ancillary benefits to being involved and other things that you can do to help. I
love that the image that came to mind when you were talking about that. There's like that one picture of you holding like the saw, the rusty saw in your hand. Yeah. But you were like happy, you felt accomplished. You're like, I did it. Like with this.
I was tired. Yeah. But I remember them saying like, okay, now we're going to dig the foundation. And we were all like, cool, where are the shovels? And they're like, no, here's some sticks. They were just poles. They're like, you had to do the butter churn just to build. And we had to do, 14 or 16 holes for each one. But I did like just connecting with the other people that were there. We were working with Techo at the time there. And I just think like you just learn a lot about what you're capable of and what you can give to other people by just giving your time,
Absolutely. And I think it's interesting or I'm happy that you said you felt, a little scared or nervous going into it. I think a lot of people do, and that's what prevents them from just doing something like that. And this seems like a big deal, like, booking a flight, going and spending, it was like 4 days, but still that's a big deal. People feel scared and nervous just about doing small things in their communities too. So it's like, if it is a little scary or it is a little like, outside of your comfort zone, then that's usually, in my opinion, it means maybe lean in. Maybe it's something you should test out. Maybe it's a curiosity you should explore. And I'm so happy that you did. But, a lot of people, they get that feeling and it prevents them from doing anything. And then they end up not doing anything. And then 5-10 years down the road, they're like, oh, I always wish I would have done something to, internationally, or I always wanted to volunteer locally. And I've always wanted to do this or that, but then time flies. So, I'm
really happy we're on this call now. And I did it though 5 years ago, I still feel so good about doing it. And then, being able to watch it back and know that it's meaningful. The company that you built is so interesting to me because it really does have the impact that you wanted it to. And I think that's hard to achieve. But one thing that I think for the people, like you were saying, if you're scared of going, the first thing that I noticed when we got there is that you had everything was so organized. We had a guide for where we were going to go. We didn't have to think about anything. We had the transportation. When we got there, Techa was set up. They had the tools. We had the teams built. We separated. They told us what to build. You're not going blind into a build. Like hey,
Right.
here's a saw, figure out what to do. They're telling you
Right.
exactly how to put up a window, or make something else. And I think that made it easier because you're committing your energy and letting somebody else, guide you through the process. And now you've done so many, you really have it as a system that
Absolutely.
works.
I was gonna say, yeah, we've been doing this for a while now. So, we know how to do it. We have great partners on the ground there, who make it possible. And yeah, to your point, a lot of people watch the video or they see us when we're there, and then they trust that it's going to be a great experience. So I really appreciate the people that trust in me and, take that, leap of faith.
Yeah. And speaking of a leap of faith, we're gonna do the leap of faith in the spring here, probably in Essex County. So in America, when we do it, we participate for one day in the build of something that takes longer, which is different than we're out of the country where we do it all
Right.
within 3 days. Can you just explain how inside US, how the builds usually work and what teams and people who the teams can bring in can do to help that happen?
Yeah, so we've done like over 50 build days in the US, all across the United States. And so typically we partner with like Habitat for Humanity. That's the most popular. We've also worked with other organizations like Rebuilding Together. We've done some work with homeless shelters across the United States as well too. But Habitat for Humanity is a great one to support affordable housing in your communities. And basically your team will fundraise towards a goal. And then once they hit that goal, then 15 people will get to come out and volunteer and help build, that new construction that's currently going on at the time. So, and if you know anything about Habitat, they're not just handing out homes. Like there's a whole application process, but they do want to make sure that it remains affordable for people. So yeah, that's pretty much how it works. And then typically after the first group build day, we'll just like continue on and on from there. And they always invite you back when the home is completed so that you can be there for the home dedication ceremony. And, oftentimes the family is there like during your build days, not
Yeah.
always, obviously, because they have full-time jobs as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we've got to meet so many of the families that we've helped build in the US as well too. And it's oftentimes it's single parents, parents with kids with disabilities, veterans, so firefighters, nurses, things like that. So it's always special to meet who we're helping in the US as well too.
Yeah, so we have 50 builds inside the US, and how many different countries have you now done builds in?
Different countries. We build in Mexico, Central America, or I'm sorry, Mexico, Nicaragua, El Salvador, Haiti. So I guess 4 international countries.
You're
And then
working on Mexico City, I think that was one where you were, or yeah, something.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So Mexico City will have some opportunities for build trips there next year as well too.
Awesome. Well, I just wanted to formally announce our partnership, Streamlined Properties On-Market, brokered by eXp Realty with Giveback Homes. So I know
Yes.
you've already talked to the team, but I like to put these out, so everybody can learn more about like just kind of what you can do in real estate together. I mean, we've known each other for so long now. It's like, it's just nice that we did the trip, we stay in touch, we work on something new, and now we're going to put it into practice in the spring and get something going here in New Jersey.
Absolutely. Well, we're grateful for you and your leadership and your entire team, and we're so excited for it. So thank you guys very much.
All right. Thanks, Caroline.
All right. Bye. Have a great day.
Bye.